I see.
Do you want me to upgrade Go then for you while we do this?
So who's this for?
This is
Are we level 6
Florence,
now?
who's
Yes.
coming in
Oh,
the next
sweet.
hour.
Oh, okay, cool. So just the three of us this morning.
It's
Mate,
stream-
level
enough.
6.
Is the stream on?
Yes, the stream is off.
Hello.
Hello.
Early in the morning. Hi
This is
everyone,
late
welcome
in
to
the
Adventures Wanted.
evening.
Just to remind you that this show is a relaxed performance like all of our shows, which means that there's a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who would struggle staying still and silent for an hour. If you need to have a break at any moment, you're more than welcome to head out. There are some chairs outside. It's just out the doors you came through, and then you can come back in at any time during the hour. Also, the lights will stay like this, and there won't be any loud, sudden noises, though there may be a bit of music in the background. I think those are the main things to let you know. So I will just now hand over to Chris, who is our GM for this hour.
Hello, good morning, good morning.
Round of applause.
Chloe, do you have that new intro?
Oh, I was going to print it off, but I have not. I will have it for the next
Then I will freestyle it. It's going to be a good morning, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, I do have that sound effect.
I beg your pardon?
It could be a test of how well you were listening to me last night.
At what, 11 o'clock at night? Not very well. Good morning, hello, welcome to Adventurers Wanted. What are we doing today? We are playing a tabletop role-playing game. For those uninitiated, allow me to fill you in. Tabletop role-playing is us telling a story, the 4 or sometimes 5 of us together. What happens is I tell you where we are, what's going on, try and relay some details of what's happening in the world around us. These players play characters who take actions and decide what they want to do in this world, and then we roll dice to see how well or alternatively badly they do it, including some memorable falling into water, right, Ian? Is that?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah,
yes.
falling into water. Excellent. Thank you, chat.
Whenever you need that.
Whenever you it's just
Boom!
right. So where are we? Adventurers Wanted. These people are the crew of the ship, the Spirit of the Horizon, which was untimely plucked from its own universe and taken to this new one, Havmar. Indeed, Shakespearean. In this new world, they are undertaking various adventures to try and discover where they are and to make their way home. And in doing so, have encountered a variety of different monsters and creatures to try and find out where they are in the world and what they can do to make their way back. At this point in time, the crew have just liberated the mythical pirate haven of Libertalia, which turned out to be a trap for devils to entrap humans and make them slaves, obviously, because nothing in life that is good lasts forever. At this very point in time, as the island has been liberated and a powerful devil destroyed by dropping a clock tower on him, I would like to return to the ship where these characters currently are. And in doing so, I'd like to introduce them all as well. So can we start from my far left, Reese, and can you introduce your name, your character, and tell us a bit about the character, what's happened to him so far?
Of course. My name is Reese, and I play Galbert Twinkletoes, the halfling monk. His whole time in this world has been a bit of an adventure for him in itself. He's learnt a lot about himself and has built up a strong relationship with the now captain, who he's looking at as one of his closest friends.
It's very sweet.
I am Captain Golan Height, the captain of the Spirit of the Horizon, taking over after the passing of the last captain. Also considered Twinkletoes to be one of my closest friends on the ship.
Aww.
Has a penchant for drinking, flying into a rage when he's drunk, and handing out promotions. Because promotions are fun.
Promotions mean prizes.
So he's just starting to get the hang of being the captain of the ship, and he's recently acquired, through the process, he's acquired a family in the terms of the crew of the ship, and then hopefully he'll have 2 little griffins that he can look after as well.
Well, we'll see what happens with those griffins in this hour. It's going to be fun. It's gonna be fun. Give me things you love. I like when you give me things you love. It's wonderful.
Leo wouldn't do that.
Yes, he would.
No, it would be worse. It's like your griffin attacks you, take a D100.
My name's Ian. I am playing as Brother Jurgen, who is a cleric of the goddess Lyra, who is a goddess of joy. Although he's getting progressively less and less joyous as the adventure goes on, due to the amount of time he seems to spend falling off of high objects into large bodies of water. As a result of that, he is taken up. He's yet to be promoted for any reason, and is becoming something of a expert in, for somehow, reading maps, and is rapidly becoming a self-appointed marine biologist due to the sheer amount of time that he spends underwater. And that's me. There we go.
Nice one. Thank you, everybody. So, let us continue from where we started off. Normally, at this point in the adventure, wherever the party are, new players, other players, would teleport in, as the ship is still affected by the teleport spell that took it from its home plane to Havmar, the strange new world. But that's not happening today. Today, we start on the ship. Some of the crew members have gone off onto this island of Libertalia to discover what's going on there. As far as you know, it is an island paradise. It looks pretty bucolic and lovely. Lots of verdant green forestry, golden beaches, and a clock tower in the distance, gently striking, like sort of rustic Italian villas, the kind of mood.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. Tuscan.
Tuscan, yeah. Captain, you are in your captain's quarters.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I think you know. I'm just making sure that the...
Really? I don't think you're doing that.
No. I'm taking care of the eggs, obviously, making sure that they are still well wrapped up and cared for and safe. And I may be even enjoying a casual glass of rum on the sly with Twinkle Toe.
Are you there as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Make a nature check.
Make a nature check. Oof, straight away.
Straight away.
Come on. Come on, there's a lot riding on this.
You don't know what's riding on it, buddy.
Oh, yes, that's an 18.
18. So you know quite a bit about looking after eggs, don't you?
Yes.
How much do you know about it? Give me some descriptions of how you would tend for these eggs. What would you do to make sure that they are being nestled and hatched well?
Well, the top priority is to make sure that they are nestled underneath, so they're on my bed linen, sort of like wrapped around, and there's also some additional blankets around them to keep them warm, because I imagine that the mother griffin would sit on the eggs.
Sure.
taking care
Yeah.
of them.
I mean, it's a half cat, half bird, so we have no idea what it would
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
because no
I'm
one's
just
written that in the
assuming
books
that
yet.
it's as close to bird eggs as
Yeah. Sure.
giving
Sure.
it that particular approach.
I mean, that implies that the cat has a cloaca, but let's not go into that.
Yes,
Right. So you're looking after these eggs. You're with Twinkle Toes. What are you guys talking about? What are you discussing?
So, I saw that you promoted Relora.
Yes, I did. Yes.
I think it was a good choice.
I think so too. I think she'll be a great asset to the commander position.
She is very confident most of the time.
Yes. Very, very confident, and I think it's nice to reward that, especially and her out-of-the-box thinking, which is what we need out here. And then maybe with this position, she'll. I think the confidence comes from a little bit of insecurity.
I think if you go into anything too confident, you're doomed to fail.
Mm.
You need a little bit of nerves.
Yes. Well, I think I've definitely given her some extra nerves.
As they have this conversation, Brother Jürgen, where are you? What are you doing
I
on board ship?
am in my quarters, and I am having a quiet moment of contemplation and communion with my goddess, because it's been a busy couple of weeks.
Aye.
And I've not had a chance to have any sort of downtime, prayer time, and communication with Lyra. So that's what I am currently doing.
Run me through your prayer process. How
Okay,
does it work?
so I am sitting in a comfortable chair, my pipe with my Lyra leaf burning away. Lyra leaf, yes, the leaf of joy.
I think we all know what that is.
And I am.
Oh, look at that! It's 4:20.
I know. I've got some ship's biscuits and some cheese on hand, just in case I get peckish. And I am sitting quietly, smoking my pipe in quiet contemplation.
How do you communicate with your god?
Well, I am a few tugs on the pipe, and then I just in a low hum to myself, I say, "Goddess Lyra, grant me sight that I may speak to you in this moment of quiet contemplation.
And what does she normally sound like? How does she normally come back to you?
It's almost just like a voice in my head. Usually my own voice.
Okay.
So I might just be talking to myself. But it's usually comes to me in my own voice inside my head.
I see.
Yeah.
As you commune and as you cast your mind out into the ether and see what comes back, there's nothing. Complete silence. Where normally you would hear your own voice reflected, or maybe with a slight feminine overtone, some of your words bouncing back on you, there is no reply.
That's going to leave me feeling a little bit unnerved.
Suddenly in the back of your head, you hear a different voice, one you never heard before. A ho! You seem to be floating around, not quite knowing where you're going, boy.
Who's this? You're not Lyra.
Correct, I am not. Although you could say I'm like her in one way or another.
Okay, I'm going to take another draw on my pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a biscuit. It's biscuit time because there's been a few pipes now. Okay, that's it. Okay. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, I suppose, although I'm somewhat shaken by the fact that you're not the person I was hoping to speak to. This is all going on in my head. I'm not just,
Well, she doesn't live on this plane of existence. People like you look to people like me for advice.
And who is it that I am talking to just now, then?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
Okay. Can I detect evil in the voice in my head?
Of course you can. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's 1980s Tim Curry.
All right. So I'm gonna cast detect evil and good on my own head. See which might give me more information. So like no. So
it's all fun and games until it goes a bit standard.
As you cast Detect Good and Evil on the voice in your head, there's a presence there that you've never experienced before. It's not evil, per se. It's not particularly good either, though.
Okay.
What is Lyra normally? Is Lyra particularly good?
Lyra's she's actually a sort of she's chaotic good.
I see. Okay.
So she's good, but obviously because she's a goddess of joy, it's all about bacchanalia.
Well, this voice in your head has a lot of similar. I mean, Detect Good and Evil, I imagine in my mind certainly as sort of flavors. You get flavors of people, flavors of emotions, and the flavor here is very similar to Lyra's, but there's a darker, edgier quality to it. But it is still very Lyra-like.
And there's a sudden realization because then there was that skull that we touched.
Yes.
And I start to realize.
But you did swear to Lyra on the skull.
I know I did, but I still touched the skull.
You did.
So I'm going to use religion to see if I can, because I can't see if I can figure out who it is.
Please do.
Yeah,
Make a religion check.
Okay. 13.
13. From what you gathered from the pirates when you swore on the said skull, he was a voice of brotherhood, a voice of friendship, a voice of kinship. This does not feel like that.
Okay, so you're not the pirate god. Okay.
Correct, my boy. I am not.
Okay. Then tell me who you are.
Isn't it more fun if you find out? Don't worry. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm totally in favor. In the meantime, here's a gift from me. Enjoy. And your mind fills with a spell you did not know before.
Okay.
You know how to animate dead bodies now.
That can't be good. Okay.
So we've added animate dead to your spell list now.
Fair enough.
So that's now in there for you.
Fine. I'm gonna have to go and tell the captain. I think that something's not right.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna
Make
okay.
room for the lad that's come from sea. Hey, the jolly broom man.
Hello,
yes, come in.
Captain. Actually, give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay.
You appear to be shaken, my friend.
Captain, we have a problem.
Yes?
I was just in my
Galley?
quarters communicating or trying to communicate with Lyra. And do you have any biscuits or anything? I'm quite hungry. Something's come to me, Captain, that's not Lyra. It's not evil, but it's not good either. It passed on to me a knowledge that prior to this was completely unknown to me and anyone else in my order. I know how to animate the dead.
That doesn't sound like a Lyra thing to do.
Not really, but I know how to do it now. Now, it might come in useful in this plane that we're in.
Do you know the name of the god you were speaking
He wouldn't say who he was or she was.
Maybe.
It comes to me in my own voice.
Could everyone please roll a perception check?
Perception, yeah? That's 15.
15.
8.
22.
8.
Yay!
You hear from the crow's nest. What did you get?
22.
22. You both hear from the crow's nest a shout of ships! Lots and lots of ships! You don't.
Captain,
Yes?
I think we need to go outside.
Well, all right then.
Suddenly there is and a gigantic harpoon bolt, boom, smashes through the wall into your cabin. It extends by about 10 feet into the wall. Can I have some battle music, please, Chloe?
Yes.
It extends by about 10 feet into the room, just jiggle.
Where in the room?
Well, luckily it missed all of you.
What did it hit?
Nothing, it's just it's sticking out of the wall. It's just sort of in between various different things.
Okay.
The eggs are fine, Captain.
The eggs are fine, Captain, but there is a harpoon bolt sticking out of the wall of your ship.
Keep those eggs warm and get them out of the way of the harpoons. I'm going out there.
Of course.
We're going to I'll follow. I'll grab Mr. Stick on the way and my crossbow and let's get going.
You run out and you stand outside the door, and around you are 19 ships. They are all flying a crest you do not recognize.
What does it look like?
It is a star on a sea of blue. They are all flying this. They're flying it in colours. This is clearly an organised military organisation. Everything seems very regimented and controlled, and you hear from offside a magically enhanced voice saying, "Stand down and prepare to be boarded!"
Is the star the same as the star that we found in terms of the pins and things we found on different people as it's gone round?
It's similar to the pin,
Okay.
the one with the star, not with the moon.
Okay.
We can't fight 19 ships.
No, this would be a good idea to stand down, Captain.
I
The
feel
crewmen are milling around you, some grabbing weapons, some trying to...
Wait.
Captain, we still have people on board offshore on the island. We can't abandon them.
I know we can't abandon them. We're not going to sail away. We're going to have to parley with these people. We can't fight. There's 19. We'll be sunk in an instant.
A boat about the same size as yours is pulling up alongside and is about coming to rest next to the Spirit of the Horizon.
Rest. Weapons down. Keep them on you, but just let's not do anything rash. Looking at you, Joseph.
A boarding ramp
I go to meet the boarding ramp. You two stay on that side.
Of course.
lands at the bottom. Down the ramp steps a man in, there's no other word for it, regalia. He is wearing a full outfit with similar symbology all over it, lots of whites, lots of blues, and full armor. He steps onto the deck of the ship, he looks around and says, "Who's in charge?
I'm the captain.
Where are your quarters? We're somewhere private we can talk."
You may follow me. I'm afraid your harpoon did a significant amount of damage to it, but if you want to come through...
You walk with him through.
I'll just bring my my trusted counsel with me as well.
Follow on behind.
Of course.
Sure. You send him to the captain's quarters. He looks around somewhat dismissively. Wipes a finger over one where it's a bit dusty and...
Oh no. Oh, this room is spotless, thank you very much.
Well,
Whilst-
there's clearly
whilst we're
spotless
there-
and there's spotless.
Whilst we're there, do you know the giant map I have?
Yes.
I'm just going to quickly tear away the part which identifies where the black cove is.
Make a sleight of hand check.
That is a 14.
Yeah, so that's good enough to. He notices you've torn something off, but not what it is. Can you all make insight checks, please?
22.
Ooh, 6.
I'm
Six.
insightful as all hell.
20.
20. Which of you encountered the pirate hunters that,
Yeah.
where you killed
Just
the
me.
ship?
Yeah.
Two?
No, I was there as well.
Yeah.
You're all there.
You're on
Excellent.
That's the
yeah.
first
Oh
time
yeah,
we
oh
fell
yeah,
in the
yeah. That's the
water.
first time you went in the water.
Yeah. Not to be the last, sadly.
These people are dressed similarly. Not the same. If anything, it's more refined and more well looked through, but it's clearly a similar organization.
Captain, perhaps these are associates of those blue sword fellas.
I think they might actually potentially be more official though, Captain. Remember, those
were
blue
outcasts.
swords were mercenaries.
The man has now sat down in your captain's chair and popped some legs up on the table and says, "I'm Admiral Levramath. You are now under the purview of the Thundercrest Federation."
Okay. Would you like to explain to me what the Thundercrest Federation is before we?
You've
talk
not
further?
heard of the Thundercrest Federation?
I'm not sure if you could tell by looking at us, but we're not from round here.
No, we know you're not from round here, but having not heard of us by now is surely a strange thing.
Listen, we have no interest in how things are run or the politics of anywhere. We are just trying to get home.
How many of you were on Cordyceps Island? Sorry, the island with the zombies.
The fungal zombies.
The fungal zombies.
I was on the island.
No.
No.
No. Did you talk to Aladdin when you were on the island?
Very briefly.
He mentioned the Thundercrest Federation briefly to you at that
Yeah.
point as well. Levermath takes his feet off the table and looks forward and goes, "Look, it's perfectly simple. In this wayward world, we're the ones in charge, so you better listen, okay? Now, as I understand it, a crew of random yahoos from somewhere no knows how the heck where from has been consorting with pirates and causing all kinds of havoc. Captain, would you like to explain yourself?"
Well, first of all, that could genuinely be anyone. The way that you've described it, you could genuinely be referring to any random ship that comes in.
Cute. Now tell me what you've been doing, and tell me why I shouldn't arrest you right now.
Yes?
I hate to interpose, sir. But rapscallions were not. I mean, we heard of you on what was it, the Mill Archipelago? The island that was overrun by those horrible creatures, and
Yes.
Which we've now fixed that problem, by the way.
Have you?
Yes.
I mean, it needs a bit of cleanup. There's a lot of, like, creatures covered in mushrooms, but it's better.
Interesting. What about reports of you working with pirates? Is that true?
We have no intention of allying ourselves with anyone whilst we're here. We just get directions to places we need to go to find out further information. And sometimes, yes, we've had to get information from pirates, but I feel collaboration is a big word and not an appropriate one.
Admiral, we're one ship on our own. We're a science research vessel.
Thank you. We're a science research vessel. We have no stake in grand military armaments.
We had a vessel that was heavily damaged. We needed to get supplies. It was one of the first ports that we came across that were willing to trade with us. Just because we've worked with pirates in that regard doesn't mean that we are pirates and we're not supporting pirates.
I mean, look at him. He's a religious man.
Hello.
Make the persuasion check.
Okay. I'm not.
Oh, no.
I'm not very
Oh,
persuasive. 14. 14.
He listens to you and respects what you're saying, but he's not 100% on you yet.
Okay.
You seem like a very upstanding individual, and your
Correct. Carry on.
Federation appears to be very organized.
Correct.
As a sign of goodwill, I'm sure we'd be willing to come with you for a while to show you that we're not any harm to anyone.
I would say that willingness has nothing to do with it. You're coming with us regardless, but I appreciate the gesture, little man.
Captain, maybe we should give him one of the griffins.
Griffins?
I'm sorry, Captain.
I don't mean to be rude, but we have literally zero interest in random things you may have picked up along the way. At this point, could you please describe exactly where you are and what you're doing in this context physically?
Physically, well, I assume that I'm probably closest to the captain's chair, as an indication of just like that is my chair. So, probably not obviously trying to tower over him or anything. Not like an intimidation move, but fairly close.
Sure.
Fairly. I don't know where you are.
I would be. Okay, so if it's the captain's chair, then I assume it's the table in front of it.
Yes.
Then I would be at the far corner of the table, occasionally darting around to make sure things are clean.
Cool. Okay.
And I'll be sort of hanging back at the door of the captain's cabin, sort of just leaning against the doorpost, just casually, because I can't help shake the feeling that something's going to happen, and if necessary, I might have to get in quickly because I don't want to end up in the water again.
I've got a Wilhelm scream prep.
Excellent. There's a Wilhelm scream prepped, apparently. Galbert, are you holding the eggs?
I would be very near to the eggs.
Are you holding the eggs?
Yes.
You're a halfling. Are you holding both?
I'm holding one egg.
You're holding one egg.
Oh,
good.
Oh, for God's sake!
As you're talking to Levramath, as you're speaking to this gigantic Arabian man, suddenly you see the golden swirls again surrounding you that you've experienced so many times before. Anything you'd like to say before you get teleported off the ship?
Do I have enough time to
We'll
at
be
least
right back.
dive for the egg?
Make a dexterity saving throw, I think.
5.
I mean, you dive for it, absolutely. As suddenly you go, no.
No.
You jump for it, and just as you can see it before you, you're gone, it's gone, and you literally just face dive into dirt.
Do I? Oh no! I was shouting no. I can't literally go. No.
You, all three of you, have been teleported to the middle of the island.
Oh.
The landscape around you is cracked and torn, bits and pieces all over the place. The clock tower you saw earlier has collapsed, just been shattered, broken to pieces. And this beautiful, bucolic island paradise is very clearly a horrible, fissured, rocky outcropping with not much plant life. There's a lot of various different races of Havmar that you have met before, wearing sackcloth and looking incredibly exhausted, milling around, looking a bit confused and a bit worried. With you is Captain Trip Mitty, who you've met before, obviously, and a friend of hers in Arabia who is standing next to her. And you are currently have just appeared in the middle of this.
Trip.
What in Lyra's name has happened here?
What are you? Oh, it's the We just finished. We just did it.
What?
The devil of the island. He's gone.
Oh, but
Oh.
there's a man on my ship.
What?
There's a man on my.
There's
an
a man?
admiral on my ship.
Yeah.
There's an.
From the authorities of this realm, they've commandeered our ship.
Thundercrest Federation.
Oh,
Admiral
no.
on my ship.
Trip. It's just like, oh no. So it's like picking stuff up.
nine-
No. Just like grabbing everything around
There's
it.
19 ships out there.
19!
Yes.
You realise that the ground around you is littered with precious items. Like, we're talking sort of pretty bits and pieces, objets d'art, random weapons, gold everywhere, just scattered. It appears that what happened is the clock tower has collapsed and whatever, and so it's been sort of disgorged and blown out of it in a gigantic cloud of treasure that it seems to be surrounding all of you at this point. Some of the people are sort of picking up bits and pieces off the floor, but they don't have any pockets, so sort of not really sure what to do at the moment.
Can we get looting?
Captain, would you like
Absolutely.
me to clean this up?
You please?
No, you take care of that egg, I swear.
Of course.
Yes, at this point you realise that he's holding one egg and the other is not there.
He's got that griffin egg. We gotta get back to the ship.
What would you like to do?
First, listen, we might need currency to trade in other ports later, so just grab as much coin as you can find.
Are you grabbing all the coin?
I'm grabbing coins. I'm grabbing anything that's not nailed down.
Sweet.
Is there a shinier mall? Potentially.
We'll get to that.
Okay, careful.
There is no flat ground here.
I kneel.
because
I
of
put my bucket between my knees.
because of my
And I
basic
place it very
because of
gently in the
my
bucket.
almost betrayal of the captain earlier by suggesting me, I'm going to take my cloak off, I'm going to wrap it around into a little circle. I'm going to pop it on the ground. I'm going to let you pop the egg there so that it stands up on a little stand.
Do you want to check the egg? Make sure it's all right?
I do want to check.
Nature check. Do it now.
Come on, Chauncey. Oh, no, yes. Much better. That is a nature check. That is a 17.
17.
Yeah.
It's looking all right. It's fine. It's, if anything, the shell, it's looking a little bit brittle. The shell is definitely, it's softer version that you had when you first picked it up. It's definitely started to sort of harden and become quite, almost porous in its quality. Like the egg is looking far more like a breakfast egg than it would look like a freshly born egg.
Nearly there, Chauncey. You'll stick with me now.
Is it Chauncey or Chauncey 2?
Does it have a scuff mark on it?
It has a scuff mark on it.
That is Chauncey.
Excellent. Right. In the meantime, are you getting looting?
Yeah, I'm looting. I'm just grabbing anything I can.
Roll a perception check, please.
Okay, perception check.
Are you helping him, Galbert, now that he's...
Yeah, I am.
Okay, roll a perception check as well, please.
6!
6, good start.
11.
Good start, right. You see sort of various bits and bobs strewn around, but most of what you see is coin. There's a lot of coinage around here. It's mostly gold, just scattered everywhere, so you can start picking up gold as you go and work out how much you pick up in a second.
Okay, no worries.
As an 11, you start seeing amongst this mound of treasure, there are various items, useful items, things that could be useful to the crew and the ship. Can you roll me a percentile die? Can you roll me a percentile die as well?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
it's the 10 and the 100.
Yeah.
80.
Is that
80?
102?
No, it's just 2.
Oh, fuck. Then 2. Fantastic.
You find 200 gold coins.
Yay!
That's it. There are thousands. You're sort of very kind of going, what? We're counting them out very slowly as you go.
I'll do 200 gold's fine. I'm a man of religion. That's fine.
It's a start, put it that way.
Yeah.
Amongst the debris, you find 2 wooden staves, much like your mop handle at the moment. One of them is filigreed and inlaid with a sort of beautiful dolphin design. It's very pretty. And the other has a more sort of viney, unworked quality to it.
Yes.
Does anyone want a quite nice quarterstaff? I'd quite like to keep this one if it's okay, the viney one.
Well, I don't have a lot of use for quarterstaffs myself.
I mean, I've got Mr. Stick, but he is getting a little bit worn around the edges. It's been a busy time.
Oh.
And this one's got
That's-
dolphins on it.
That's good.
It's got dolphins on. Maybe it's got something to do with water. It might help you.
Captain, I'd like to take this moment again, Captain, to say sorry about the egg. Let's leave the water just to the side. It's
Listen.
it's a delicate
Listen.
situation
The
for
only
me.
thing I'm going to say for future reference: don't poke the owlbear. Okay?
No, different time.
Different time.
Do you take the staff with the
Yeah,
dolphins on it?
I will take the staff of the dolphins.
Oh, everyone's got to. Is there a mall about?
+1 quarterstaves for each of you.
Oh, fantastic.
You can screw the mop handle into the top of yours if you like, of course. It's absolutely fine.
Is there a mall? Did you see? The mall.
I mean, you're focusing on the egg, aren't you?
Yeah, well, yes. All right, Chauncey.
Do you want to focus on the egg, or do you want to try and find a mole?
Can I sort of go?
You can roll perception with disadvantage, absolutely.
You are very cruel to me.
I'm such a cruel man.
You are a cruel and merciless god.
Thank you for this quarterstaff.
But I will roll perception with disadvantage.
Do it, you do it.
I'm going to call this quarterstaff.
Well,
Monsieur
first of all,
Stick.
that's a 14. All right,
Roll higher.
and that is a 10.
With a 10, you see nothing at all. As you all stand up and presumably making your way back to the ship at this point, realizing that this needs to, you can't be here in the
Yeah.
back of the ship, I'm guessing.
Come
Grabbing
on,
the egg with
Chauncey.
you, yeah, well, cool. Lovely. Trip and Dea are standing up and are looking around, and Trip's going, we need to leave, we need to go right now.
Yeah.
Which way were the ships? Where were they on the island?
Would I know from my position? Would I have a sense, because I've just teleported, do I have a sense of direction of where this is?
Interesting. Roll a, it's probably an insight check again, I'd say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an 8.
No, not really.
I've just teleported. I've got Chauncey in one hand. I've got Chauncey and my maul in the other.
Look, let us return back to the beach the way we came, and then maybe we can find a way around them.
Yes.
Do you all want to return with them?
Yes, of course.
You notice at this point all of the various races all around you are just sat there looking a bit forlorn. These people look a bit like they have been in a slave camp for nigh on 5 years.
Captain, actually, maybe I should stay behind and see if I can care for these people. They look a little bit distressed.
We can't just leave them on this arid rock, can we?
I can stabilize them. And then potentially we can see if we can bring them to the ship. But you've got to get back to the ship.
Yes.
Because look, God knows what's happening with the thunder.
Can I call over to these haggard people? Have any of you seen something that looks like this?
What? You asked them to look for a mole for you?
Yeah. Well, no. I'm not asking them to look for it. I'm just like, have they seen one?
Ah.
I'll see, Captain. While I'm caring for them, I'll see what we can find.
One of them looks at you rather bizarrely and points, and there is a handle of a maul sticking out of the rubble about 10 feet over there.
Just give this a punt, shall we?
You give it a pull out?
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
Yeah.
It's buried under rubble.
Come on. Oh, I've not been rolling well. That is a 6.
No, want to help him?
Yeah, I'll give him a hand. Fair enough.
Roll as well. Strength checks.
That is 21.
2.
The halfling, unsurprisingly, doesn't get very far with a strength check. Whereas Brother Jurgens walks over, goes, takes another hand and boom, pulls it out. It is a maul much like your own, but the front design of it is that it almost looks like an eagle in flight, like one of those lovely Roman standards.
Oh, lovely.
But it is still very much a maul.
Oh, most good. Yes. Can I hang my? Wait a second. I've got a Medusa head on. Yeah. So I can hang my maul on this side of my
Maul's
head.
too big on your back. They're
Oh,
huge.
I'll put them all on my back. I'm just holding it with. Again, I still have Chauncey.
Fine. Yeah, yeah.
That's a beautiful maul.
Can you all make perception checks again, please?
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
That is
22.
19.
21.
You all see under the maul you just pulled out, one of the rocks looks like it has writing on it.
Oh.
Let's dig that out, Captain.
Yes, absolutely.
You dig-
I'll observe.
The two of you
Okay,
dig out,
dig
and this looks like another piece of that tablet.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That's
Well.
what we're looking for, Captain. We're going to have to be careful. We can't take it back to the ship yet, not if those people are still on board.
We need to hide it somewhere they'll never expect to look.
In a bucket.
Yes! Twinkle Toes is the most unlikely person.
Oh, come on, no one suspects a cleaner.
Yes, that's right. Put the tablet in the bucket and then we'll cover it up with some rags.
Wrap it in my cloak and put it in the bucket.
I was going to put the mop on top of it.
Okay.
Your beautiful ornate mop.
Yes.
That's not obtrusive at all, is
Yeah.
it?
No.
It's certainly not eye-catching, Twinkle Toes.
So do you do that? Do you put it in the bucket?
I mean, I would give you Brother Jurgen's cloak, but it's, Chauncey needs it.
If you want to put the cloak around it, go for it.
No, it's fine. If the captain's pet needs it.
Chauncey?
Chauncey, sorry.
Don't
The-
poke the owlbear.
No.
The mop will do. Just be careful with it. We don't want to wash off anything that might be on there that we might need.
The
I'll
writing
be
is
very
engraved into it,
No,
so
I'm just
don't
being,
worry.
At this point, I'm just being cynical.
Oh, right. Lovely. Roll a deception check. Roll an insight check.
It's 4.
That was a 23.
He's being cynical.
A lot of good things have happened today and a lot of bad things.
At this point, Trip and Dea are standing by the edge of this cracked bit which goes back into the trees, which are now quite raggedy and awful. And you, come on, what are you doing? We need to leave!
We're leaving. We're leaving now.
You go, Captain. I'll catch up. I'm going to try and look after these people.
All right. Don't linger too long.
Do you want me to bring them to the ship? How many of them are there?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Okay, we can't do that.
We'll
We
get
can't bring them to the ship.
Brina to message him. If we're leaving, we'll get Brina to message you, and you'll be able to come back to the ship.
Okay.
Slight rules though, messages doesn't have that range.
Is this you're familiar with them?
I'll stabilize the worst of them. It won't take me too long. I'll stabilize the worst of them, and I'll head back to the ship as soon as I can.
Yes.
Can you make 4 medicine checks, please?
Sure. Okay. 19. 23. 11. And 8.
Okay. Using some of your spell points to deal out cure wounds spells and lesser restoration spells, you manage to heal a lot of these people. They're moving towards you. You manage to get them all into sort of cluster. There are...
There's a man on my ship with my egg.
There are roughly 190 survivors.
Okay.
Some of the ones you try and heal are too far gone, and it becomes your job less to heal them and more to perform last rites for them. It's a complete mixture of races. Some you will be more familiar with the anatomy, some you will not. Some races we haven't really encountered yet. Men who look like lizards. There's more of these fox-like creatures that you met before. Some very large ones that I can best describe Outer Universe looking a bit like a Wookiee.
Okay.
But they can talk.
Yeah.
So there are creatures you haven't seen before, so that's probably why some of them don't make it, because you don't really know how their anatomy works. As you're doing this, the four of you are making your way back through the forest path you went down back to the ship. As you get down to the beach, the ships that were anchored around the edge island, so there were loads of anchored ships, and the ones that were beached and being stripped of material are still there. And in the distance, not too far, you can still see this armada of ships surrounding the Spirit. What would you like to do?
There's an armada surrounding the Spirit.
19 ships, yeah. I think that's armada size.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, I need to get back to my ship. There's a man in my cabin.
Sure. Daya and Trip are looking out to sea.
Dear Liza.
There's a man in my cabin. Dear Galbert, there's a man in my cabin.
Daya and Trip are looking out to sea, looking at all these ships, and Trip's face is one of terror, of frustration, and of fear.
I take it this is not a good thing.
For her, no. Roll a charisma check.
Oh, my worst stat.
I know.
Excellent. Is it a straight check?
Straight check.
Straight check.
Yeah, she looks sad. Yeah, you roll a 3. She looks sad. What would you like to do? How do you want to proceed?
How close am I to my ship?
It's a couple hundred, a bit more, a couple of miles out.
I imagine there's some sort of landing boat we had, right?
Yeah, there is, yeah. And there are gutted ships, some gutted, some sort of somewhat gutted. On the coast, there's enough to make a raft or something along those lines as well. Or there are these ships that have anchored very close to the coast from all the crews that have gone off onto the island.
Shall I start paddling?
You want to swim out there?
No, I want to push a boat out.
You're a halfling.
I can still do this. Just plug my mace
A
in the boat.
halfling that deals 1d6 of damage with fists. Thank you very much.
Sure. How is he going to row a boat when he's 3 foot tall?
That's a fair point.
You take Chauncey. I'll start rowing.
Okay.
Of course, sir.
Is there a second boat for Jurgen to get back?
It's worst case scenario, I can just walk on water.
There is detritus. There are boat pieces, so there are ways of doing that. Trip looks and goes, "What are you doing?"
There is a man on my ship.
I cannot go near the Federation. Are you joking? Dare goes, "Yeah, they're not big on pirates."
Would they recognize you both on sight?
Yes. Well, me certainly. I think they probably would me too.
Yeah. Nobody has a disguise kit on them, do they?
No.
He's on there. Look, it's perfectly simple. You need to go back to the ship. I understand. We will take one of these boats and we will go.
Wise move.
Where will you go back to?
Well, we need a crew. We cannot take it on our own. We will.
Take all of these people.
All these pirates, yes, they probably shouldn't get into the hands of the Federation. That is a very good point. We will go back. We will try and make a crew of what we have, and then we will leave.
Where will you head to? The cove?
Yes. We'll see you there.
See you there.
So, proper grab of the arm of you and goes, and she looks you. Sorry, looks you deep in the eye and goes, "Thank you." And off she goes. Daya sort of looks at you, hasn't met you yet, and gives you a head nod and walks off with Trip back to the
May
top.
the wind
of
stay behind your sails.
Yours too. They go back there,
Never
run off,
sails.
and the two of you get into the rowboat. You're going to have to row it.
Yeah. Chauncey, can I have Chauncey?
If you want to make a dexterity saving throw, you absolutely may.
I can hold him.
Oh, you can hold him. That's probably for the best.
Sure. As you row, make a strength check, please.
God's sake, this dice today. 9.
It takes you a bit longer than anticipated, and you are exhausted by the amount of effort you're taking to get back, so that's one level of exhaustion, which is
Really?
disadvantage on all ability checks, yes.
Oh, you are cruel.
I am.
in an attempt to like impress the captain, can I know it's not really part of my skills, but can I expend some ki to try and like warm the egg?
You expend a key point to warm your hands.
Yep.
A ability you would normally use to give them force, energy, vibrance, to get through armor, to empower your strikes. You're doing it to warm the egg.
Yeah.
Roll a wisdom check. Straight wisdom.
18.
As your hands glow yellow, you see this happen. Suddenly the egg makes a small noise.
Oh.
Do you expend another key point?
Yes.
You do it again.
Yes.
And there's a crack forming in the top of the egg. What would you like to do?
Just whisper. Come on, little one. You'll be okay. It's all right.
What's happening? Is Chauncey all right?
Chauncey's fine. One more.
One more?
One more.
I need to ask you something out of character and out of game for a second, if that's all right.
Yes.
You have a choice now in your character. You can either continue as you have been going, or if you want to imprint with Chauncey, have him be part of your character, we'll have to multi-class you.
I would like to imprint with Chauncey. I need this in my life.
Can I speak for you?
This
Is
is
that all right?
beautiful. It's
Absolutely.
genuinely beautiful.
Galbert powers another key point into the egg, which is slowly starting to crackle, and you can see that it is definitely hatching. Hands it to you and says, "Captain, I think you should be the first."
Come on, Atlas. Come
There's
on,
a
Chauncey. That's right.
The egg cracks and a wing cracks through the egg surface. Beautiful white wing cracks out and just unfurls. Like if you imagine a hand coming out and then the fingers spread out as the wing crest opens up. And then another, as this egg in front of you just collapses, and a small chicklet's face cracks its way out, its eyes half closed, just... It's got a kitten's paws and a kitten's body, but it is definitely a bird's head on this body. And its eyes are closed, it's not quite sure what's going on, it's moving. Make a nature check.
Make nature check. Come on, buddy. Come on.
With disadvantage, you're exhausted.
With disadvantage. Oh, you were a son of a bitch. Okay, well that's a natural 2.
Good start.
Okay. That's a 5.
You don't know what it wants.
What do you want, Chauncey?
You don't know what Chauncey wants.
Speak to me. Are you hungry?
Moves around. I mean, even on a 2, you'd work out the first thing a baby wants to do is eat. You move around, and slowly its eyes open and look directly into yours.
Oh, very good.
And there's a, and it starts to shuffle inside the egg. What do you want to do?
It probably wants out of the egg, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I need to try and, as gently as possible, try and lift it from the egg so I can discard the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Just got this image of that bit in Jurassic Park
Yeah,
where Hammond
yeah, yeah.
imprints on the raptor.
Yeah.
I need to basically take it out of the egg and then discard the egg and then sort of wrap it in the cloak again and to keep it warm.
And you hold Chauncey, noting that Chauncey is a girl, to your breast as the boat starts to spin out and not keep rowing towards the other boat. You're sort of like slowly just meandering through the ocean as you hold
Pivot!
as you hold this small griffin to your chest. And that's where we're going to end it.
Oh. Bless.
Got my little Chauncey.
You have. Is she still called Chauncey?
Chancina.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking with her.
I might just keep calling her Chauncey.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the people watching on the live stream. Just a reminder that the show is running from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. every day with Fringe to reach 250 hours by the end of it. Please do spread the word online, in person, however you prefer. We are live streaming at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted and live tweeting at adventurers250. Now I'll just throw to a few guys behind me who have other things on at the Fringe.
Go on, Chess.
Yes, I am in a sketch double act called Dirty White Boys. Our show is called Stupid. It is on at 9:20 at Just Tonic at the Caves every day except the 14th. It's a pay what you want show, so it's free to get in, or £5 to guarantee a seat. We think it's a really funny show. We've just been recommended by the iPaper, and we're also in Laugh Out London's 21 comedy shows to see at the Fringe.
That's good.
And I am the host of a comedy panel show called Imaginary Porno Charades, which literally does exactly what it says on the tin. We've got a whole bunch of guests from all across the festival every Friday, Saturday and Sunday at 11 o'clock at Sweetgrass Market. Tonight's the last night of this weekend. We're back next weekend. And it's just a lot of fun. So come along if you have a chance. Thank you very much.
And I work as a freelance PR up here, so I have a lot of different shows that you can watch and see. Today I'm promoting a show called Deadly Dialogues, which is on at C Venues. Deadly Dialogues is a very direct look at the way Islam affects the world and the world is affected by Islam from an inside perspective. It's produced by Quilliam, who are a foundation who specialize in how Islam is viewed and treated by groups outside of it. So it is very important and a very interesting look from the inside at an issue that's affecting everyone at the moment. So very strong recommendation there from me.
I don't work on any other shows, only this one. So I'm going to do a fake plug. Working on a show called A 23-Year-Old in His Bedroom. It's a small reflection of my actual life. Please bring along tissues.
Oh!
It's a real tearjerker.
No, it isn't.
Whackity, schmackity.
And on that note, we've got a really quick turnaround to start the next hour, so it's just the door out the back there. Thank you very much for coming, and bye, stream.
Bye.
Round of applause.
This is a cruel man.
I just gave you a baby!